I have actually been teaching for 17 years. Started my career in the Vinson School Corporation, was there for 16 years, and then I made the jump to Southwest.
Gotcha, gotcha. And when was it that you knew you wanted to be a teacher?
Always. I think teachers aren't made in college. I think they're born. And growing up, all my papers on what you wanted to be, I started off wanting to be a mom. And so now, every year I get a new batch of kids. So I continue to be a mom even in the classroom, so always.
What is it that, what do you think it is that drew you to it?
I think I was the kid that never got in trouble, but never was pushed. I was the never kid. And so as I grew in school and grew, I realized that I had more potential. And you know, you always have those few teachers that see that in you. And I had a couple of those and really pushed me. And I just want to be that for the kids that are falling through the cracks, or the quiet, shy ones that don't grab your attention. And so what drew me to teaching was really wanting to make a difference, like a real difference.
For somebody who's never stepped foot in a school, what would you tell them about it here?
Oh, wow. There really is not a good realm of vocabulary words to describe Carlisle. A lot of people say it's a family. Families can be dysfunctional. This is not dysfunctional. If I had to choose friends to work with, this would be them. I don't really think we're a family. We're a group of friends that come together with a common goal, a common passion, and real bonds. Real bonds. We see each other outside of school as much as we do inside of school. We just had game night. And everybody came, and it's so refreshing to be in a school that everyone is genuinely happy to see you and passionate about what they do. It is refreshing.
Were you familiar with the Golden Apples before this?
Oh, yes. It's the Emmys of teaching. It is the intangible goal in teaching. Yes.
And were you familiar with any former winners? Or?
Marilyn Leinenbach. Marilyn, actually, I have known Marilyn since I was in 4th grade. And Marilyn Leinenbach was as spending many nights in her house, spending the night. Just love Marilyn. Yeah. Just such a role model. And so yes, Marilyn Leinenbach, Golden Apple Award winner.
What does it mean to you that your name is now on that list?
Not worthy. So not worthy. When I think, and I actually went to the website and read through some of them, and another one is Valerie Kelly. I am not the same caliber as Valerie Kelly, not the same caliber as Marilyn Leinenbach. Not those that I still strive every day to be half the teacher that they are. You can walk down this hallway and find several teachers better than I. Several teachers better than I. To put my name on that list, maybe it should be written in gray, not big, bold black, just maybe a little bit.
What does it mean to you that somebody took the time to sit down and nominate you?
When the letter was read, when I got to hear the letter and hear the name assigned to it, expect nothing less of that parent. It was an emotional. It was really emotional. You hear.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
Never fails.
Well, you have two.
I know.
Well, I mean, what are the chances of that? Pretty good.
The odds are always pretty good, unfortunately. I'm gonna turn it down here.
Should have had the lady from church. Please silence your cell phones.
Yeah, everybody else is really good about it, but the photographer is terrible at it.
Well, you're coming in with enough equipment.
I'm going to change the shot up here just a little bit since we're...
No problem.
Okay.
I've been trying to not shake my knee.
No, yeah, no pressure, no pressure.
Where were we?
We were talking about, actually, Susan Brooks was the one who wrote the letter.
Yes.
It was an emotional to hear that somebody that isn't in my classroom for 7 hours took notice. It really lets you know your work within the classroom, how deep it affects the community, that some of the little things the kids are picking up on, and they're going home and telling their parents. You know, you always imagine what the conversation is around the dinner table. And for Nick to go home and inspire his mom to take the initiative is very humbling. Very humbling.
Do you have any stories or past students, or ever hear anything from parents that, you know, you look back and there were moments that made you think that's why I do this?
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them. This is where it's going to get kind of bad. There's a lot of them. There was a little girl named Molly. Love her. Her last day of 5th grade, she was moving, and she gave me a rock, and she said, "You were my rock." I still have that rock. There was a little guy named Jesus who rewrote the book on how to deal with kids with special needs. Love him. I had a little guy last year, Nathan, who taught me that there's bigger monsters out there than in the classroom. And he's my Batman buddy. And then, of course, there's Erin, who she rewrote her teachers sometimes, and people sometimes say that kid's story is already written on the wall. We erase that wall. She's a whole person now, and she's gonna make it. She really is, and her adoption date is May 12th, and I cannot wait to be there for that baby. There's been students.
Holy cow.
I know, I gotta get up.
When somebody walks into your room, what are they going to see in here?
They're gonna see kids, honest to goodness, true 7-year-old kids enjoying life, and smiling and laughing, but they're all gonna see the real struggles, and they're gonna see helping each other learn. I hope what they see are compassion and honesty, and they don't notice the colors or the lack of colors or the words or the work, that when they come in my room, they see smiles and they see future, and they see the kids that are going to be running the world in 15, 20 years and really making a difference. I hope when they walk in my room, they see bravery and compassion and willing to take a chance. We talk a lot in here that learning's hard, and you're going to be frustrated. And we talk a lot about emotions because life is full of emotions. And there's not just 3. There's not happy, sad, and mad. And we actually have a whole wall of emotions, and so that they can put their feelings to words and then figure out how to get through it. We figure it out together. We really do. I've always wanted to be a mom, and I really believe that these are my foster kids. I have them for a little bit, and then they go back, and then I get them back. And not that their lives at home are horrible, or they're in danger, or they're being neglected, but I give them something that they can't get at home. And it's a team effort. The things that they learn from one another is just as important as the things that I'm teaching them, the standards.
Sure.
So I hope when someone comes in, they don't see kids sitting and learning. They don't see just children. They see my kids.
I guess years from now, when you retire, and what do you want them to take away with your classroom? What do you want them to take from there? What do you want them to say about you?
I hope when they speak of my retirement dinner, they don't remember a single thing we learned on paper. Nothing. I hope they don't remember a single thing that we learned in a book or on a math worksheet. I hope they learn that there's bigger things. There's bigger things in themselves, that they are true people that can make a difference, that to look around because there's more important things in themselves. I hope that that they've learned that life's what you make it. You don't have to stay in the same cycle that you may have been thrown into or born into, that if you don't want to stay there, there's ways. Education is the key to get out, but also that not to step on the little people when you go. We say in here all the time, what's easy for you might be hard for somebody else, so help instead of hurt. So.
I'm not going to put you on the spot, but I will say that teaching right now is tough. I mean, it's a tough profession to be in.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things going on that's really changing it. I mean, why? There are a lot of people that would say, why would you want to be a teacher?
Why not? Why not? I can't imagine the same thing every day. I can't imagine not being in my cubicle. I can't imagine not. When I think about where education's going, and you hear the negativity that teachers somehow have developed into the downfall of society, or there's not enough money in education, there's not enough time in education, that we're strapped with children who are poverty, and there's no parent support, and there's all the things wrong with education. I see those as challenges. I'm a sports fanatic at heart, and by golly, I've got 20 kids, and if I can get 10 of them to change or make a difference, that's 50%. That I made the world better. If I'm an accountant, I got to make the input and the output, and then I turn back in the paper. What difference did you make? Who's going to visit you in the nursing home? Who's going to rewrite the laws to make them better? Who's going to cure cancer? Who's going to teach my grandkids? Why wouldn't you want to be a teacher? There's nothing if there's not a teacher. Nothing.
What do you think is the biggest reward as a teacher, and what do you think is the biggest challenge as a teacher?
Oh my goodness. Okay, so it's like 9 o'clock. I've had my kids for an hour. My challenges today, because they're different every day, they're different every day. You stand by your door, and in comes 20 kids, and in comes 20 challenges, and in comes at least 100 rewards, and you don't even know what they are. It's Christmas every day, every day. A little girl comes up and she read a whole book, and her little face, oh my goodness, her little face lights up. That's Christmas. That's, so great. 2 kids working together to accomplish something, or team teaching, and they get it, and just their little chatter. That's Christmas. I get Christmas 100 times a day. That's the rewards, 100 times a day. Sometimes I really think all of us do the pretend countdown to the end of school, and we love to sleep, and we love just to exhale. But you know, you wake up sometime in the middle of June going, this is so boring. You know, I got no Christmases. I want my Christmases back. And the challenges are just accomplishments waiting. They're just waiting. So you take away our funding. Teachers are resourceful. Oh, we'll show you. It's the challenges and the rewards are just different every day.
Good. Is there anything that I didn't ask you that you think you want to get out there, anything that you would like to say Something that we didn't touch on?
Boy, they ask you that when they interview you, and it's like, I don't know. I don't think so.
Okay, I have one more question.
Okay.
This is actually for, not for the story,
Okay.
but this is going to be for the program. We did it last year, and it was kind of funny, and everybody got a kick out of it.
Oh, great.
We're talking about funny things that might have happened in your classroom, funny stories that you have, something that that you remember.
Okay, I'm thinking quickly.
I'll give you an example. I was talking to a chemistry teacher over in Alney, and she said she was going to teach her kids how fireworks worked and what was in them and that kind of thing. And in the process, one of the kids lit her classroom on fire.
I have had no classrooms on fire. 0 classrooms on fire. Probably, there's so many. It's a toss-up between the one-liners, like I was walking down the hallway and this beautiful little kid comes up and he had $5 in his hand and he said, $5 for nothing. And I'm like, okay. And then the same little kid wrote a thank you letter to somebody who'd been in my classroom and didn't say thank you, didn't say anything. He just said, you like fish. Didn't even have fish. Wasn't even talking about fish, just you like fish. But then it was my first year teaching, and it was our first fire alarm. And I thought it was the storm alarm. So we did not exit the building. We went downstairs into the basement and hid in our tornado position. But I was convincing enough that I convinced the Mrs. Harker, a veteran teacher who'd been there for years, that it was a storm drill. So my first grade class and her kindergarten class were hunkered down while everybody else was outside trying to figure out why we weren't outside.
I have to ask you, outside your door here,
yeah.
You have, is it a award for puke?
Yes! Brand new carpet. Would you like to see the stain? Brand new carpet. First day of school. I'm going to say it was nerves. Had a little guy, threw up first day of school. So we got the first puke award. We're very proud of it. It's a toss-up between the golden apple and the first puke award, which means the most to me.
Perfect. All right.